This is Pro Wrestling's original MTV star, Rory Fox, and you're listening to the Slam Fam Wrestling Network. Welcome to the family. Send me my money via PayPal.
Welcome to episode 86 of Off the Chest of Timothy Regal. I am your host, the most famous man in pro wrestling in the state of Iowa. You heard me on What Happened When Monday with Tony Schiavone, Timothy Regal. I, of course, am joined by the 7-star mind, Alex McCarthy. Alex, I'm a little sad, Alex.
Why are you sad?
The Cubs just lost the Brewers.
Yeah, that sucks. Just silence your phone.
It's Tuesday. It's Monday when we're recording this. What day is it? Monday? Yeah.
Monday.
It's Monday. The Cubs just lost the Brewers. I'm a little down. I took a nice little walk to clear my head. I caught some Pokemon.
Did you catch them all?
I didn't catch them all. I got quite a, well, they added a whole bunch, so now I really got quite a few to go. I was in the original Gen 1, I was actually getting kind of close, but not now. I went for a little walk downtown while I was waiting to pick somebody up from work.
Yeah?
And then I came up here, and now we're recording.
Hunter. Then I came.
I'm doing my Hunter impression. Then I came up here. So, bit of fun weekend. The Packers won yesterday.
Did they?
Yeah.
So did the Bears.
The Bears. The Bears look scary good.
I was like, this is an enhancement match.
Pretty much. Like the role of Dusty Wolf or Steve Lombardi was played by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Ryan Fitzpatrick yesterday, as Khalil Mack played the part of Hulk Hogan and completely destroyed them.
That was fun to watch.
And Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, Mitch Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky would have been the Macho Man.
Fair enough.
Yesterday, last night, New Japan, Fighting Spirit Unleashed.
I didn't get to watch it.
You didn't watch it? Phenomenal card. Definitely, people, go out of your way to check out the Will Ospreay versus Marty Scurll and the Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi versus Okada and Ishii match. The main event tag was insane. God Young Bucks was a really good match.
Gorillas of Destiny.
Yeah. Everything on the show was actually really solid. Probably one of the more entertaining shows. Possibly, I think it was the most entertaining show we've had from New Japan post G1.
Wow.
I think the card for King of Pro Wrestling next week is looking really good, including only the second ever triple threat match for the IWGP Heavyweight title, Alex.
Wow, only the second ever triple threat match they've ever had.
They don't do triple threats for the IWGP. They don't do triple threats often in New Japan at all. And they've only, I can't remember what the other one was. But it's going to be the Elite battling themselves. It's going to be Kenny versus Kota versus Cody. As Cody kind of interrupted the ending speech of Kenny and said, hey, I'm going to solve the problem. I don't want you two to have to go one-on-one. I'm going to make this a triple threat match, as apparently Kenny trying to do a little belt collecting. Cody's trying to do a little belt collecting. He jumped in. Where's my phone? Did you see the big news today?
No.
They announced the first competitors for the NWA National Wrestling Alliance National Title Tournament.
Oh, I saw that they were going to announce. I did not see who they announced.
Let me pull it up here, and I will give you the list, and I'll kind of get what you think about all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, they've announced a few more, I think.
I think they said they're going to announce them all today.
So, the first entrant, a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, traveled coast to coast and across the world. He's a podcaster like us from his
Colt
studio apartment in Chicago. Mr. Colt Cabana himself.
Not a bad pick.
The second entrant, a guy I know really well from back in the day, Mr. Jay Bradley.
Oh, that's a name I recognize.
Been in TNA. He was part of Aces and Eights. He was Ryan Braddock in the WWE. He had a cup of coffee there. The third entrant, a guy who I absolutely love, and I know you love, the hoss of the tournament, our boy Mike Perro.
Ooh, Perot, yeah, nice.
Is it Perro or Perot?
I've heard both, I think. I hear Perot more.
The fourth entrant, a guy who I obviously am a big fan of, Nashville. It's gonna be the worst town he's ever been in. My boy Scorpio Sky.
Wow.
Gonna be.
That's kind of that one surprised me a little bit. He's starting to get back out there, isn't he?
Dude, getting into SCU, they've blown it up. So, the fifth guy, a guy we saw as part of the NWA entourage at All In. He's an artist. He kind of looks like Dexter, Sam Shaw.
Okay.
And then I think we're up to the sixth. There's two more to go as of the time we're recording this. So, but the sixth and final one that we know so far is a guy who we saw on Dojo Pro, Ricky Starks.
Ooh, okay.
So yeah, this tournament's shaping up to be really, really good.
Did you see the format for the tournament?
It's two four-ways.
Yep.
And then one-on-one finals match, which I like that.
Yeah.
Not because you're gonna. I guess they said later tonight they're gonna announce another title match for the show, which I gotta be honest, I don't know who any of the NWA World Champions are other than Cody right now.
Yeah.
The good thing about this, and I really hope this show does well, is obviously Cody and All In with the All Us series and everything with the 10 pounds of gold that they've done. They announced it. The NWA World Women's Championship will be on the line.
Oh, wow.
Jazz is apparently the current NWA World Women's Champion.
Really?
Yeah, I did not know she even was still wrestling. So
where is that defended?
I have no clue. They said they will announce her opponent later this week. That just broke as we're recording this.
My prediction?
What's your prediction?
Tessa.
You think Tessa? I could see that.
That'd be a hell of a match.
That would be, and again, putting the title on Tessa would be very, very interesting. But no, as I was saying, I really hope that this show does well. I am super excited for an NWA, National Wrestling Alliance, full-on show. I know Championship Wrestling from Hollywood technically is NWA. I know there are other NWA promotions, but finally getting to see an actual what Billy and Dave have what their vision is and what they want to be. I mean, obviously they're working with Ring of Honor, they're working with CWF, they're working with all these other promotions, but I really want to see what they want to do on their own. I'm super excited for the show. They also announced, did you see that the NWA title match, Cody and Aldis' rematch, is going to be 2 out of 3 falls?
Yes.
So Aldis was doing commentary on the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. Said that he got screwed over by Earl Hebner, not counting out Cody instead of throwing up the X and giving him time to recover. So they're kind of using that to play into the story. Really good, really good way to build it. Like I said, super excited for this show. Other big news that came out of the weekend. My boy, the guy I got to have lunch with, the now former spoiler alert if you watch ROH TV, the now former ROH TV champion, Punishment Martinez, leaving Ring of Honor and by all reports heading down to Florida.
Yeah. I'm happy for him.
I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried here.
Why?
Because we saw what happened. I'm just gonna ask you one question, Alex.
What?
Where's Donovan Dijak?
Who?
Donovan Dijak?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Donovan Dijak left Ring of Honor. Essentially, he dropped the TV title, then left Ring of Honor, and went to NXT. And he's been there for a year working Florida house shows. And the problem that I worry for Punishment, because Punishment, great guy, smart guy, super nice guy, great in the ring, moves, has some of the best like natural athletic ability for a big man I honestly think I may have ever seen. But what I'm worried for him, our buddy Doug Ritter said it best. He looks like Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin had a love child.
Woof.
And I'm worried, especially coming out of Ring of Honor and the way they've treated Donovan Dijak, could he get lost in the shuffle in NXT? Because you just had Keith Lee. Matt Riddle technically hasn't even shown up yet.
Yeah.
And then there's always going to be that next guy, whether it's, you go back to the summer, Ricochet. Now Ricochet is the North American champion. Keith Lee's rising up. War Raiders. As they sign all these guys, there's only so many spots. Now I know you're going to say, well, eventually some of those guys are going to go to the main roster, but I worry, is there a possibility, a definite possibility, that Punishment gets lost in the shuffle?
Oh, definitely. I mean, there's definitely a possibility. But I think Vince McMahon's going to look at Punishment Martinez and see dollar signs.
Because you think he's gonna look at him and see, big, tall, good looking, not a bad looking guy, and definitely has a natural charisma about him.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I actually really would have liked him in Impact.
Yeah.
Like our buddy Doug Ritter, he pitched the idea of me if he would have gone to Impact when we were kind of waiting to see where he was going, was team him up with Abyss for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Then have them turn on each other and do a huge feud, and they can brawl and do crazy stuff on Impact. That is something I really, really would have liked. But again, I guess, and he said it. He was a WWE fan growing up. He'd been to WrestleManias in New York. He's from New York City. He'd been to WrestleMania, all the WrestleManias and stuff in New York City. And obviously, when you grow up, and as a fan your whole life, I think kind of the natural progression is, if your shot comes, you got to try and take it. So
for sure.
I mean, I wish him the best of luck. I think it's a huge loss for Ring of Honor to lose a top guy like that, but we'll see. I know you're excited.
Why is that?
We've already given the spoiler that he dropped the belt. I guess it's okay if we give the spoiler of who he dropped the belt to.
Yeah, Jeff Cobb signing with Ring of Honor and winning the Ring of Honor television title.
Your boy, Jeff Cobb?
My close personal friend, not my close personal friend. My guy I'm a big fan of, Jeff Cobb.
Bola winner. Now he's the ROH TV champ.
Yes.
Closing out 2018 in a big way.
Absolutely.
Thank God for the restructured Lucha Underground contracts that allow guys to work other places.
Huh.
But you kind of brought the main topic for the show today, so
I did.
I'll let you kind of take it.
It is what I call it is the most relevant publication in the world of professional wrestling.
The Observer?
No, publication printed on paper.
The Observer's printed on paper.
Nobody prints their Observer.
Apparently, according to Wade Keller, people still do get paper copies of his newsletter. So I assume there are people out there that still get paper copies of the Wrestling Observer.
Why? By the time they fucking send it to you, everything's been proven wrong. That's just, you're dumb. If you get a paper copy of the Observer, you're dumb. Anyways, no, we got the PWI 500. So before we dig in,
I would just like to say if anybody gets paper copies of the Observer, you can direct your hate tweets to @OneRealSmartAlex.
Nobody.
Thomas Montgomery probably still gets a paper copy.
Nobody that listens to this probably subscribes to the Observer.
Thomas Montgomery does.
Does he?
I assume he probably does. I don't know.
Right.
But Thomas will listen to this 10 years from now because he's so far behind the podcast.
First off, the evaluation period for the PWI 500 is from July 1st, 2017 through June 30th, 2018.
That is always important to take into account.
Yes.
Because you have to remember, we get this in, September.
Right.
But they have to cut it off in July to compile the issue.
Cuts off June 30th.
June 30th. So yeah, it cuts off July, basically the end of June.
And here are the criteria by which talent are judged. Regal, did you know this?
I've read it probably for 28 years of my life, but
I've forgotten more than you'll ever know about this business, motherfucker. I'm a heel. So, the criteria.
Jim Cornette showed up.
The criteria in order of importance: win-loss record is number 1 most important criteria. 2, technical ability. 3, influence on the sport. 4, success against the highest grade of competition. 5, success against the most diverse competition. And the last category is activity.
Oh, we're going to have fun with that last category here in a minute, aren't we?
Yeah. So, Regal, what are your thoughts and reactions? You've not. I've read through the entire magazine. You have not.
They got number 1 right.
Okay.
Number 1, for those of you who may not have read it, of course, the New Japan for the second straight year. Last year was the first year where they gave it to a New Japan guy, and I think New Japan World and New Japan on Access has put more eyes on the product, where now the readers will accept the issue more and more. But Kenny Omega, the best bout machine, Mr. 6.5 stars, the leader of the elite, he claimed the number 1 spot. So
yeah,
I think it's definitely a good thing. Let me see here. What do they have listed for Kenny? Top 5 moments of the year. Beat Okada at Dominion, obviously. Beat Michael Elgin, Jay Lethal, and Ishii in the 2-night tournament in July. Because you've got to remember, this goes back to July of last year.
Right.
So literally, he started the year that they were judging by becoming the inaugural United States New Japan champion.
Right.
Which was just won by Cody. Won a no disqualification grudge match against Chris Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom, which was the bout of the night. Stole the show from the main. Won 7 matches to advance to the finals of the G1. And keep in mind, that was last year's G1. And then Kota Ibushi and the Young Bucks having the 5-star match at Strong Style Evolved. When was that?
I don't remember.
It was right after WrestleMania, I think. So I think it was in April. Number 2, I agree with AJ Styles.
Yes.
AJ definitely the best wrestler in the WWE by far.
Yeah.
Obviously, let's see. Defeated Jinder to win the title. Beat Shinsuke at WrestleMania. How is that number 2 when that match was not good?
Yeah. I agree.
Beat Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Beat the odds in the 6-pack challenge at Fastlane, and beat Kevin Owens at Madison Square Garden. Okay. Number 3, Okada. Again, I completely think they got that one right, because
Regal would be happy if this list was all New Japan guys.
No, not necessarily. I completely agree that AJ should have been number 2. I completely agree that Okada should have been number 3. Okada had an amazing year, despite losing the title. Defeated Naito at Wrestle Kingdom. Beat Tanahashi at Dontaku in May of last year. beat Zack Sabre Jr. at Sakura Genesis in what was, I think, probably one of those underrated matches of the year. Defeated Cody Rhodes at the first show in G1 Special in USA in Long Beach, and beat Evil after he lost to him in the G1. Now, so outside of Kenny Omega, yeah, Okada, number 3, totally okay with that. Now,
look at the criteria again.
we get to number 4.
Did the guy lose in the entire year?
No! He also didn't wrestle for the entire fucking year!
Regal.
How the fuck does Brock Lesnar get to be number 4 in the PWI 500? Activity! Literally.
The least considered factor.
He's not active! What did he wrestle? Are there 5 matches on here that they can... Okay, pin Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Pinned Roman in Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam. Defeated AJ Styles at Survivor Series. Beat Braun Strowman at Mercy. Okay, so apparently for this calendar year, and keep in mind, well, part of the thing is, again, we're going until July. If we went to now, I don't think he would, from like now to now, I don't think he has 5 matches to put in here.
Probably not. But I think
and
he's going to wrestle again.
Are we going to talk about the abortion of a match that was Greatest Royal Rumble?
Jesus. I don't want to talk about the Greatest Royal Rumble at all.
Except for Titus. We can talk about Titus all day long.
Oh, Regal.
But no. So, okay, for this calendar year, it's true that Lesnar barely met our activity standards to qualify for the 500. I'm sorry. To me, he doesn't meet the activity standards to qualify. He is a occasional added attraction that, for the love of God, how in the world does he... Here's what you do, honestly, to me. You put an asterisk on the rating system and basically say that Brock Lesnar hasn't been active enough to be ranked. I don't think he should be ranked at all.
Well, write a letter to Stu Sachs.
If Bill Apter was still running this company, he wouldn't have been ranked.
You don't...
If my buddy Bill Apter...
Your buddy Bill Apter.
I met him at Starcast. Great guy.
Yeah.
Lovely, wonderful man.
Yeah,
he can
try it.
He can sing some Barry Manilow, let me tell you.
All right, so, but... What is it? What did they do? They got people talking about it, Regal.
Yeah, that's true.
They got people talking about their magazine.
Can we talk about who number 5 is?
Mm-hmm.
Number 5? The man.
Yeah.
Literally, the man. The man, as he like... Was that okay?
Yeah, not really.
Regal. Why are you talking about me, Regal? Our boy, my close personal friend.
My friend.
The reason that I have this podcast.
Right. The reason why anybody pretends to give a damn what you think about anything.
Mr. Seth Rollins is at number 5. And honestly, a lot of people would probably say this was a down year for Seth.
Yeah, I could see that.
And still coming in at number 5 on what many people would probably call a down year.
Yeah.
I mean, what was he? Last year he was number 16. Well, number 16 because he was coming off because he was only active for half the year of that year.
Yeah.
Number 8 in 2016. Number 1 in 2015. 12 in 2014. So obviously, maintaining a consistent, as long as he's been uninjured, in the top 10. But obviously, would you universally agree with him and AJ? It's basically a 1A, 1B as far as who the best wrestler in the WWE is.
Yeah.
And I mean, they've kept him. How long are they going to?
What?
They're going to keep AJ and Seth.
Yeah.
It's a match that we haven't got.
Nope.
When is it going to happen? Because
got to be a WrestleMania.
That's a WrestleMania. If they keep them apart, to me, that is a top tier, if not main event, co-main WrestleMania quality match. I mean, it's happened in WWE maybe, but they've kept them apart for so long where it almost feels like it hasn't. And we haven't seen it, but obviously, let's see. For Seth Rollins, triple threat match at WrestleMania, The Miz and Finn Balor, which was probably the best match on the show. Retained Intercontinental title match against Miz, Balor, and Joe at the Greatest Royal Rumble in the ladder match. Again, best match on the show. Reunited with former Shield partner Dean Ambrose to win the Raw Tag Team titles at SummerSlam. God, that was so long ago I completely forgot. Wow. Team with Jason Jordan to beat Cesaro and Sheamus. And successfully defended the IC title against Miz. God. The team with Jason Jordan and the re-teaming with Ambrose, because of course Ambrose was injured.
Yep.
Just seems so far away.
It really does.
Do you think there's I'll pose you this question, Alex.
What?
Possibilities that Seth regains the number one spot in next year's PWI 500. We're 3 months into the year.
I mean, sure, possible.
Depending on where they go for WrestleMania and post WrestleMania, I think there is definitely a possibility that
their roster is so.
Well, and you look at, and I'm sure we're going to get into wherever he's ranked because I'm guessing he's not in the top 10.
Who?
Well, I'll hold on to that one for a minute. But and I'll bring it up the point then. It's this list is going to prove that there's so many guys. There's not enough guys in the main event. There's not enough room in the main event picture for everybody.
There really isn't.
Number 6, the guy who I think came out. Let's see, where was he the year before? 34 and jumped up to number 6. So he jumped up 28 spots. Braun Strowman. If this list prints in September,
yeah,
I'd probably knock him back about 5 pegs. But since we're going to June,
yeah,
because the last couple months have not been good for him.
I'd argue a lot of that's booking though,
and that's in bad booking. But if we're going up to June, where he was still feuding with Kevin Owens, I would definitely say absolutely yes. Won the Greatest Royal Rumble, won the Money in the Bank.
Oh my God!
What?
I totally forgot that Braun won the Greatest.
He won the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Jesus.
Most eliminations in elimination. Basically, last February, eliminated everybody in the Elimination Chamber except Roman Reigns.
Wow.
And then the everyone's match. Oh boy.
What?
Number 7. Roman Reigns.
I feel like I feel like he deserves that spot.
I mean,
7 from the guy that WWE. When win-loss record is a factor, who you wrestle against, the quality of competition you compete against is a factor. The way that for the WWE's top booked guy to be number 7 and to have 3 WWE superstars above him in the rankings.
You know, I will say this. He's on a 5-year stretch of being in the top 10.
Yeah.
So, regardless of how I or anyone else on the internet or anywhere feels about Roman, and okay,
I like Roman.
Okay, I'm gonna say something.
What
about Roman? I roll my eyes about Roman because of it honestly has nothing to do with Roman.
Then that's not fair for you to bash him the way you do.
It's all about the fact that after 5 years they just won't give it up. I actually like Roman Reigns matches. I think he's actually a great wrestler. But I just cannot stand the way, if the crowd is just going to keep rejecting it, eventually you gotta change, you gotta pivot, you gotta change the plan.
Right. I don't disagree.
But I mean, as far as actual wrestling, and you look at where he went and where he's went, I completely would agree, honestly.
A 7's a good spot for him.
Okay, now I got an interesting question about number 8 for you, Alex.
What's that?
Number 8 is Cody Rhodes.
I remember.
Who, I'm saying it for the listeners. We gotta let the listeners know. We can't just talk about
They
number
could
8.
buy the fucking magazine like I did.
Well, they could. They should. But, number 8, Cody Rhodes. Now, obviously, a big jump for him. He was 33 last year. He was 111 in 2016.
Damn.
So he was ranked 111 when he started his independent wrestling run.
Damn.
But he number 8. Beat the number 1 wrestler of the year, Kenny Omega, at Supercard of Honor.
Yes, he did.
Defeated Christopher Daniels. Defeated Minoru Suzuki for the ROH title. Beat Kushida. Beat Hiromu Takahashi. So he's beaten a lot of the top name guys, especially from New Japan and Ring of Honor. The question I'm going to ask you.
What?
Again, because keep in mind this is from July to June. If we print the magazine today, do you bump him up?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you bump him up based on the fact that as of, like, say, if we were doing the magazine today,
Yeah.
on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
October 1st, do you have to bump him up a couple spots because he is now the NWA World Heavyweight Champion and elevating that title with every single thing he does? And then now, as of about 18 hours ago, he is the New Japan Pro Wrestling United States Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
There's a belt
That one
on
kind of surprised me.
I kind of thought they were going to do that just because it helps add legacy to Cody. But I think I'd have to bump him up probably to about 4 or 5, honestly. But 8, I agree with 8 for Cody where we're at here.
Yeah.
Number 9, and this is going to be the guy, and probably my most likely to fall out of the top 10, and that's going to surprise you. Number 9 is Tetsuya Naito.
Yeah.
And I'm listing him right now, looking at this top 10, and we'll get to 10 in a second. The most likely to fall out of this top 10. Because, especially looking from July 1st on.
Wait. I'm going to debate you on this quick.
July 1st on, he has not had a good year.
Hold on, Regal. Tetsuya Naito is not the most likely to drop out of the top 10. That's Brock Lesnar.
Well, okay. Not counting Brock, because literally, are we going to be able to rank him next year? He's got one match scheduled right. Because he had SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And then he's got Crown Jewel. So he does have 2 matches on the books. So if he gets to where they can have 5 matches listed for him,
You have to have at least 5 matches in the year. That's the requirement.
he may be able to be listed.
Oh my god.
Okay, so not counting Mr. Lesnar, Naito's gonna probably be my number 1 guy. Now, a lot can happen between now and June, but as of right now, and the reason I'm gonna say this right now, Naito is doing a feud with Suzuki Gun versus Los Ingobernables. They had a match a couple weeks ago, him and Minoru Suzuki, that I was really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Thinking it was going to be awesome, and they stunk up the joint.
Whoa.
It was bad. It was a bad match. It was slow. It was boring. I looked at my phone. I probably felt off falling asleep at one point. So, shocker on the Off the Chest of Timothy Regal episode 86.
86.
That Timothy Regal says that New Japan Pro Wrestling can actually have a bad wrestling match. No, I'm hoping I'm wrong. But the other reason I'm going to say right now, as of right now, I don't see a spot for Naito at the Tokyo Dome.
I mean, she'll do something.
Maybe a rematch with Jericho. Maybe that's why we haven't had any build for him yet. But the top 3 or 4 matches all look to be pretty much presented.
Well,
And
Jericho's the IC champ, isn't he?
Yeah.
So what's your IWGP World Title match?
Okada or Tanahashi versus Omega. You've got
Tanahashi?
yeah, because Tanahashi's got the briefcase. He's
Oh.
gonna defend it against Jay White, but I think he wins. And then you're gonna have Jay White.
Yeah, they're not gonna do Jay White and
Jay White's gonna be against Okada.
Yeah.
They're teasing, and I think it's gonna happen at the Dome. Ibushi versus Will Ospreay. I'm expecting the announcement where Ospreay announces he's gonna gain 10 pounds and move up to heavyweight.
What's your U.S. title match at the Tokyo Dome?
That's an interesting one. You could do Naito, I guess, in there against Cody.
Yeah.
You could do a Cody Juice rematch.
Yeah.
There's a couple different places for that, but right now, there's no clear spot for where he's going. You could do maybe Tama Tonga. Of course, if they're still the tag champs, they're going to be defending against whoever wins the World Tag League.
Yeah.
So
Is Jeff Cobb in that this year?
they haven't announced. They will announce teams, I think, at Power Struggle,
Okay.
which is next month. So
Gotcha.
the World Tag League is not till December. That's the December tour.
Gotcha.
Now number 10, and I'm going to say this: a guy who, depending on how I think the year's going to go for him, a guy who may end up moving up.
Yeah, I can see him top
I
5.
could see him top 5. I honestly could see a path where he ends up winning next year. The Miz.
Maybe, yeah.
Miz out here, let's see, pinned Roman on the 25th anniversary. Beat Reigns in a rematch. Wow. Shouldn't he be higher then? Defeated Dean. They put a match against Jason Jordan. And won the Mixed Match Challenge. And obviously they don't have SummerSlam in here, or else it would have said beat Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
So that's, I see a path where Miz could win. I don't care what he says. Miz is one of the most naturally charismatic guys that there is out there. And the fact, I love the fact that they did, and of course this goes all the way back to the start of the angle, them saying that Miz wasn't a good wrestler, when honestly he's an amazing wrestler.
Yeah.
And he works a style that keeps him from getting injured, and he goes out and he's a storyteller.
Right.
He doesn't do the style where he does a million moves. He doesn't do the style where he's putting his body on the line. He goes out and he makes you hate his guts.
Right.
And for that, I have nothing but mad respect. Now, outside of the top 10, number 11, Shinsuke Nakamura.
I think that's a little high.
Honestly, I hate to say this, and let's see, last year's number 6, this year 11. Is it wrong that I'm just crazy disappointed right now?
Yeah, I know I am too.
His main roster run is not good.
No.
It's been lackluster. The weird thing now where he's draping himself in the American flag and may have turned babyface again against Randy Orton. I don't know.
He's the U.S. champion, isn't he?
Yes. But yeah, they did this weird thing where Randy Orton attacked himself like, is Nakamura babyface again? I don't understand this. The booking kind of makes no sense. I'm gonna hope that that's gonna go back up, but I don't know if it does. Number 12, Will Ospreay. Absolutely, just a guy who, may not be the top guy in New Japan, but he has. Folks, Alex McCarthy just put on a do-rag for some reason. That's why I'm laughing.
It's a bandana.
But you put it on your head, it becomes a do-rag.
No, it's a bandana.
Are you gonna go rob a old-timey Old West bank?
If I was gonna do that, I'll wear it like this.
Now are you impersonating Luchador from All In Bandito? He now has a bandana over the bottom half of his face. Why?
Keep going.
But no, Will Ospreay's a guy, whether it's Rev Pro, ROH, New Japan, last night just killed it against Marty Scurll, has amazing matches, has pretty much, since Kushida worked a lighter schedule this year, pretty much been the ace of the junior division in New Japan. And like I said, now rumored to go up to heavyweight. I cannot wait to see him and Kota Ibushi go one-on-one. I think that match is going to be just absolutely nuts. 13, and a guy who I think definitely...
We're not going to go through all 500 votes,
No.
Don't worry.
Yeah, we are. This is going to be the longest episode of a podcast ever. We're going to go through all 500 people.
I got to leave in like less than an hour.
Andrade Almas.
Yeah. That would surprise me.
But has had a... Well, you got to think, they're looking mostly at his NXT run here. Now, I'm going to say this. Even though he's been up on the main roster for a few months and kind of been lost, it seems like they're putting the rockets on him. Do you think there's a chance he breaks into the top 10?
Maybe.
Jinder Mahal at 14, that's going to plummet.
Yeah.
He's going back down into the 50s probably at this point. Dalton Castle at 15.
Hold on. I got to interrupt.
What?
Eric Cannon's tweet. I took part in a seminar ran by Arn Anderson this afternoon. It was a total privilege. Surreal even. I tell you this because as Arn closed the seminar, he urged those in attendance to be different. Even if it means, in the open quote, even if it means doing this shit. Close quote. At which point, Arn did the floss dance.
Please tell
the
me
fact
somebody
that
got
not
that.
video
How is
of
that?
Arn Anderson doing the floss.
I would give anything to see Arn Anderson flossing.
Can you floss, Regal?
Obviously, Arn Anderson must have watched All In and saw Marco stunt.
Can you floss, Regal?
I can do a little flossing.
All right. Your dentist highly recommends it.
Yes. Number 15, Dalton Castle. Depending on his status, Dalton Castle may not be ranked next year.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Dalton dealing with some pretty bad injuries. It looks like.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. Now, number 16, and this is the guy. Proof that there's just not enough spots in the main event scene. Finn Balor at number 16.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, tell me, a guy who literally just had a 30-second squash match against Baron Corbin at SummerSlam, basically to get a demon entrance.
Yeah.
Because we hadn't got one in forever. I'm always hoping that eventually they're gonna give Finn back that spot, but maybe not. You never know. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton at 17 and 18. Decent rankings for them. 19, Minoru Suzuki. That to me honestly is a little high.
Really?
There's a couple guys in New Japan. I would actually, if you want to put a New Japan guy in 19, I would have put Zack Sabre Jr., who's 24, Tanahashi at 27, Ishii. I'd have put Minoru down, Goto. I'd have put Minoru down a little higher, or down a little lower.
Yeah.
20 John Cena. Again, you think he's even rankable next year?
Probably.
You think so?
Somehow.
I mean, obviously he's more focused on making movies, and hopefully Bumblebee does well, and that he's trying to be the next Rock. And I mean, he's getting older.
Yeah.
He's in his 40s at this point.
What?
He's older than I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mama, welcome to the 60s.
If you actually, did you see the video of him in China?
No.
He's thinned out since he's not been wrestling so much.
China's dead.
Huh?
Oh, in China. I thought, no, Regal. No.
I thought for a second you thought John Cena did another video with China.
No. God damn, no. You're sick. Alright, we should edit this out. I'm not going to, though. No, I thought you said him and China. Anyways.
Video of John Cena in China. Oh, that'd be something. No. He did a video. He did a YouTube video where he's in China.
Okay.
Shooting a movie, and he's thinned out. Now that he's thinned down a little bit,
yeah,
you can really start to see the age in his face.
Okay.
He is getting visibly older.
So you can see him now? As opposed to before when you couldn't see him?
21 Adam Cole. Could go up. There's always a possibility there.
With the WWE roster, I'd say with NXT especially, but with the WWE roster in general, I feel like it's just such a crapshoot. Like, if you would have told me last year that Finn Balor's gonna be down as far as he was this year, I would have told you were on crack.
Number 22, Bobby Roode. Boy, that's gonna.
Margaret and I were talking about this on the drive home. We thought he was ranked insanely high.
That's insanely high, based on his better. And as of right now, I'm gonna tell you right now, boy, if the year keeps going the way it's going, where he's getting cut from Hulu, that's plummeting into the hundreds.
Yeah.
Number 23, Samoa Joe. That to me is a little low.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I would have had Joe up in that Kevin Owens, Randy Orton range.
And honestly, I think this year he might crack top 10.
Zack Sabre Jr. 25, Austin Aries. If Aries keeps having the run he's having on Impact, and Impact keeps gaining momentum, next year, do you think maybe if he's the Impact champion, maybe he might get into the top 10?
Top 15.
And you have to think we didn't get what was the pay-per-view? The last pay-per-view, not Slammiversary.
Redemption.
No, the TNA pay-per-view we watched, Impact pay-per-view. Sorry.
Bound for Glory.
Bound for Glory. You didn't get Bound for Glory in here yet on this list, so you're only getting literally about a month of his title reign on this list. 26, Sami Zayn.
Jeez, how far he's fallen.
Yeah, and that's, again, probably going to go lower. Tanahashi, based on where winning the G1, probably going up as of right now.
Definitely.
28, Cedric.
Yeah, I loved that.
The face of the 205 Live division.
I could see him going up a little next year, but not much.
Being a 205 Live guy, I think you're not going to crack the top 10. You're going to be in that 20 range. 29, Kota Ibushi. 30, Pentagon.
I'm surprised you weren't more upset with Coda's ranking.
Based on where he was, and you have to remember that he just came back in the G1 last year. So you're kind of looking at him not being around for a lot of this year.
Was he injured?
Or no, he was just coming back when this year started. But I maybe a little higher, but I understand. Again, he's been on the second tier in New Japan, so had a few big matches, and obviously the stuff with the Golden Lovers, and mostly been a tag team. And his big matches have been tag teams with Kenny. So and hasn't held a title. So that's about fair, honestly. I would have put him above Suzuki.
Yeah.
But in the 20 to 30 range, I guess that's fair. 30, Pentagon Jr. Essentially the highest ranked, primarily indie guy, I guess I could say.
Yeah.
Lucha, because you do have Lucha working here, and his time in Impact. So
he wasn't in Impact.
This goes to June, so yeah, he was in Impact.
Okay.
31, unfortunately, a guy who's not going to make the 500 next year, more than likely, due to inactivity. Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah.
Or was that was Tanahashi. Oh, 27 was Takahashi. See, I can get him confused.
Yeah.
No, 27 was Hiromu. I thought 31 was Hiromu. So 27 probably not going to make it. 31 going to go higher because he won the G1. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
32, Eli Drake.
I had to explain to Hit Margaret who he was.
Exactly. There are people out there that don't know who Eli Drake is. But I mean, a guy who's been given a push on Impact.
Mm-hmm.
My problem with Eli Drake is he's essentially a Ken Kennedy clone.
I couldn't pick him out of the lineup.
This one's low.
God, of all the fucking people that you of all the people that you had to be a fucking clone of, you choose to be a clone of Ken Kennedy. Woof.
You don't like Ken Kennedy?
No.
Oh, dude, I love Ken Kennedy. We're gonna have to discuss that on another episode. 33, a guy, this is low.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne should be higher.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne has had
So should
4 or 5-star matches. 34, Johnny Gargano. 35, Ricochet. 36, Roderick. 37, Cesaro. All probably should be higher except for maybe Cesaro.
Except for maybe Roderick, I was going to say.
Really? You know?
What? Oh, God. I mean, he's somewhat bearable now that he's a heel. He's still fucking
And primarily a tag team guy. So
vanilla as fuck to me. He's always been vanilla
again,
as fuck to
you've
me.
never watched his PWG stuff.
No,
have
I've
you?
not watched his PWG stuff, Regal, but I've watched him in Ring of Honor, and I've watched him in NXT. I watched him. I've got a baby. I'm a baby face.
Okay, yeah, the babyface form was
That
terrible.
was fucking the drizzling shit. I've got a baby.
Well, and you got to remember, Ricochet had just because the ladder match was in April, so
Yeah.
you're not getting the North American title win on here for Ricochet.
No.
So depending on,
Yeah, it was in June, wasn't it?
no, it was in August. It was
Oh,
SummerSlam.
you're right.
Yep.
You're right.
So you're not getting you're getting the because Takeover Chicago would have been the last because Takeover Chicago was in June, so it would have, you got the Velveteen Dream match in this calendar year.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Because it's actually on the beat Velveteen Dream in June. But yeah, Johnny probably should be a little higher. Well, again, you're looking at win-loss record.
Yeah,
Johnny, that's not a very good one.
that's true.
Alex McCarthy is now wearing his bandana like Tupac.
I see more like Conan, but whatever.
Or Conan. That's why I'm laughing, because he looks fucking ridiculous, folks.
I got the Filthy Animals theme song stuck in my head, though.
Okay, Alex. 38 and 40.
What? Yeah.
Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks.
Okay, so Nick is higher, right? Nick is 38?
Yes.
So I read Nick Jackson, and Margaret goes, who's that? I was like, one of the Young Bucks. She goes, how do you tell the difference? How do you rank one higher than the other? She felt the same way about the Usos.
Nick's the blonde one.
No, but she's saying, like, how do you differentiate them in terms of a ranking? How do you put one higher than the other?
The funny thing is, they put them at 38 and 40, and in the middle, they
it's
stuck
the Bullet Club section.
stuck Marty Scurll.
Yeah.
So essentially, 3 members of the elite. Now, again, I'll ask you this question: you're doing it now. After the match with Okada, does Marty go a little higher?
A little higher.
Well, a couple spots higher, maybe if you include the Okada match. But I mean, a good guy. If only they would have given him the ROH title, which I still wish they did.
That was weird booking in Ring of Honor, like.
Okay, 41. This is a little low to me.
What?
Aleister Black.
What do they list as accomplishments?
Andrade Almas for the NXT title.
That match was
Retain
good.
the title against Lars Sullivan. Also has wins against Hideo Itami and Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, okay, but the Sullivan match was like probably one of the worst NXT title matches in TakeOver history.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a bad match, don't get me wrong. It
No.
wasn't a bad match, but it was still being a good match. It was one of the worst title matches in TakeOver
I've
history.
said it. Lars's holes in his game got exposed that night.
Yeah.
And it showed that, and this is why Lars probably isn't on the main roster yet, is because it showed that Lars still has some things he needs to work on if he's gonna be a consistent performer.
Right.
43 and probably saying goodbye to the 500, Matt Hardy.
Yep, I would imagine so.
44, Jay White.
Yeah, a little high. I expect him to be higher. I bet he breaks top 25 next year.
Jumping from 466 the year before when he was primarily a young lion. So yeah, you're looking at the excursion run in Ring of Honor, and then the first couple months of the run in New Japan. So yeah, and again probably going to go higher next year. 45 Kushida. That about where I'd rank him. He's worked a lighter schedule this year. 46 Matt Riddle. Bro.
Oh, a little low. I think a little low.
The first guy for the whole entire... This would be the first guy on the list for the entire calendar year that was essentially an independent guy.
Yeah.
That was strictly an independent guy. Now, here's the question. Does he go up or down next year?
Up.
You think he goes up in NXT?
Yeah.
47, the mayor of Slamtown, the next winner of Survivor, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Survivor.
Has he been eliminated from Survivor yet?
No, this week was the first episode, and he actually looks like he's sitting fairly well.
So what is he? So like he can't take a booking now until Survivor's over, can he?
No, he can. He just basically he can't say anything about his outcome of Survivor. They filmed his Survivor season last spring. He was if you
everything
go back and
but
look
the finals, right? Or do they film the finals?
They
now?
film everything up except the reveal of who the winner is.
Oh, okay.
No, so whatever he got eliminated, if he got eliminated, which I hope he didn't, he can't tell anybody. They have to sign an NDC. And if you think back, there was about a 3-month stretch where he disappeared from Impact and wasn't taking any bookings, then came back last spring. But obviously, AAA Mega Champion for 10 months, joined Impact. I think because he joined in August 2017, so he was gone for a couple. Then they did the whole thing because they did the whole thing where Mundo returns, or Johnny Impact returns.
Oh yeah.
48 Jay Lethal. That's probably going up right now.
I would think so.
As a good, it's been kind of a lackluster reign, but just had an amazing match with Will Ospreay Friday night. We didn't even talk about that. We talked a little bit about it because.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched the whole pay-per-view Saturday morning. 49 Kento Miyahara. Our buddy Thomas Montgomery is probably going to scream about that, about why is he not in the top 10. The All Japan champion, who I know Thomas absolutely loves.
I would like to watch some All Japan.
I really would. They have their own streaming service now.
I don't know if I want to watch All Japan that bad.
Yeah, and I'm actually in the process of dropping streaming services. So
what are you getting rid of?
I'm getting rid of Evolve, and I'm probably getting rid of Powerbomb.
Really?
Because I don't watch as much as I thought I would.
Sure.
I don't have enough time, especially now that I have other things going on. Dolph Ziggler at 50. That's about fair.
I thought he was higher than that for some reason.
I'm gonna burn through this really quick just to see if there's anybody. 59 Keith Lee. That's going up next year.
Yeah, I think so.
61 Phoenix. 63 Hangman Page.
That's probably going up.
That's gonna go. I'm guessing that's gonna go. He was 268 the year before.
Wow.
So big 200 spot jump for Hangman. After a breakthrough year, and
I wish they did more stats about this, like the biggest jump and
let's see here.
Biggest drop.
We've been going for how long? Where are we at now?
We're over now. We're about to an hour.
Okay. I'm just flipping through. 203 Tim Storm.
Yeah. Can we talk about 97?
What is?
Did you see 91?
Let's see, flip back here. 91. Daniel Bryan. Well, because he's only had a couple matches.
Yeah.
Number 91 is Daniel Bryan, so he's only had a couple matches.
How much do you think he'll go up? I mean, obviously he'll be top 50. Will he be top 25?
As of right now, no.
Yeah.
But I still think, and again, I've said it from the beginning, there's a longer story they're telling with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
79 Velveteen Dream.
Pretty low.
That's a little low. 77 Walter.
I love Walter.
God, who doesn't? Let's see here. I'm getting close. 83 EC3, 84, 85 Jeff Cobb. That's gonna go up with the Ring of Honor exposure.
Yeah.
86 Marco Corleone.
Yep.
CMLL. For those of you who don't know Mark Corleone, that would be
Mark Jindrak.
Mark Jindrak, but been the man in Mexico now for pretty much a decade.
At least, yeah. Probably closer to. No, probably a decade.
Yeah. 87 Jason Jordan, probably going to say goodbye, unfortunately. Have you heard about that?
No, what's going on?
Sounds like he may have to retire. That neck is.
No.
It sounds like that neck is not in a good spot.
That sucks. He had so much potential.
96 Christopher Daniels.
Little low.
How? I'm sorry. Chris Fernando's one of the best wrestlers on the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy. There's a reason that he wrestled Stephen Amell, because he knows how to get a guy like that through a match and make it good, and they did. Number 97. Oh boy. Tommaso Ciampa.
Unbelievable.
How is he
Got to be one of the biggest jumps.
Yeah, because as of right now, next year, I put him in the top 10.
Without a doubt. But look at the matches that they list. He had already had the street fight and the fucking...
And the TakeOver Chicago match.
Yeah.
But those were really about the only 2 matches that he had. And then you're looking, and it says it right here on the end. Doesn't get credit for winning the NXT heavyweight title from Aleister Black because it happened literally about the week after the evaluation period ends. So the whole entire NXT title reign is probably going to be in next year's 500.
Without a doubt, top 10 next year.
Which, did you watch this week's?
I'm behind on.
Him and Otis Dozovic have an absolutely super fun match to watch.
I believe it.
Let's see, I'm going through here just for a few more. 104, Taiji Ishimori, like that. 106, Dean Ambrose. A lot of inactivity there.
They'll probably go down.
Oh, here's an underrated one. 112, Mustafa Ali.
Yep, I agree with that.
That definitely needs to go a little up. 116, my boy Scorpio Sky.
That'll go up.
The worst town. This is the worst PW 500 he's ever read. So, number 120.
How you doing?
No, that's not Enzo.
It's Cass.
Nope. Mr. Joey Ryan.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Apparently, your dick can get you to 120.
My dick can get me to, I don't know. It's been a while since we've talked about my penis on the podcast, Regal.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that in a while. Probably
okay.
Don't want to.
No, I don't want to. I'm a very private person, Regal.
121, Sami Callihan.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going through this. 128, Cassius Ohno. Here we go. Number 138. Fucking Enzo.
Yeah.
No! He's out of the wrestling business. Don't fucking rank him. Don't
He's
acknowledge.
still taking wrestling bookings, isn't he?
I don't think he's had one.
I thought Real One was taking bookings.
Nobody wants to book Real One. Fuck him.
There are absolutely motherfuckers out there that want to book Real One.
Oh, piece of shit fucking promoters, that's who. Nobody with any fucking stones would book fucking Enzo fucking Amore. Fuck him.
I can't believe his fucking name is Real One now.
Yeah, Real One. Go screw yourself, dude. Number 140, our boy Dave Christ.
Yeah.
Friend of the podcast, man, has been on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've had a guy in the top 150 on the podcast.
Remember when we used to have famous people on the podcast, Regal?
We need to do that again.
Did we have Ricky Shane? Am I hallucinating?
We had Ricky Shane Page
on. Okay.
Yes, we did.
Did you do that interview? Was that
I just did that interview because you didn't want to talk about deathmatch wrestling.
I didn't know who he was, and I didn't want to offend him by not knowing who he was.
Let's see here. Michael Elgin at 161.
Ooh, haven't heard that name on this podcast in a while.
We're just gonna leave that.
Keep it that way.
166 and probably his final appearance, Alex Shelley.
You think? Is Shelley done?
He got his he's got his doctorate in personal training.
Oh, really?
So yeah, he did a whole emotional speech on Ring of Honor, basically telling Saban to go win the TV belt, which Saban didn't win, but announcing basically essentially that he's retired. 168, Trent Seven.
I thought he was low.
That's a little
low. Where are Burke and Lorcan? I thought were super low.
I haven't seen them yet. 167, my boy Juice Robinson.
Yeah.
Let's see. 171, Austin Theory.
Whoa.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
178, Leo Rush.
It'll be going up.
That one's going up.
Yeah.
180, my boy Abyss. But Abyss working a lot behind the scenes now in Impact. Going into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Yes, deservingly so. Are you going to go?
Probably not. It's in New York City. But 187, Punishment Martinez.
That'll go up.
Hopefully that's going to go up. He was 362 the year before, so big jump there for him.
Yeah.
189, again, only a couple spots down from where he was last year, but Mr. Colt Cabana.
Boom, boom.
Let's see here, as I'm scrolling through. Curtis Axel at 196. So you can be in the top 200. 200 is no way Jose, so we're still on main roster guys at 200.
Yeah.
Number 199, Joey Janela.
Well, I was going to say that'll go up.
Let's hope that he makes it back in time to, well, he's done enough this year, I think, to be considered. And let's hope he makes it back.
No, not if it starts July 1st.
Well, that's 3 months, and you got to figure All In.
Yeah.
So there's a couple matches. There's Lost in New York. There's All In.
Yeah.
So he'll probably get ranked, but might be going back down. Let's hope he might make it back in this calendar year still. I don't. 10 months would be about the time of the end of college. Would be past the end. So, but get well wishes definitely to Joey Janela. Going to be out probably about 10 months.
He doesn't listen to this podcast. Really.
He doesn't listen, but I'm a big fan, and
I know.
I met him at All In. Super nice guy.
You're a big fan.
205 Big Cass. So long.
Yep.
You're done. Get out.
That was the one that Margaret and I laughed at.
Yeah.
The irony of him being 205.
210 Fandango.
Jesus.
211 Razor. Zack Ryder at 212. Come on, guys. Give the guy a little bit higher than that.
Who's he better than that's above him, though?
Canyon.
He's not better than Canyon.
Okay, Tyler Breeze at 214.
I was trying to figure out who the lowest rated main roster guy was. That might be it.
Mojo Rowley at 217. So Mojo should be about number 528.
Stop it.
Mojo Rowley is fucking horrible.
Stop it.
God, he sucks.
You suck.
So much.
You suck.
221, our good big guy we're a big fan of, Shane Strickland.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm flipping through, kind of just going through fast. 226, or 227, Jack Gallagher. So 205 live. You're getting a lot of 205 live guys. 231, Arya Davari. This might give me some heat, but God, that's high.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I am not a fan of. I've never been that much of a fan of Arya Davari. 234, Buddy Murphy. That's going way up next year.
Yeah.
That guy's killing it on 205 Live. Absolute Andy at 237.
I told Margaret, that's one of those names that I recognize from having read old
He's a WXW guy, been an international guy for years. Let's see. Mark Mandrews at 242. Did he get injured? No, because he was just on Progress. They haven't been using him on 205 Live. I'm kind of disappointed by that. My old phone buddy Lance Archer. 246. I've called him a couple times.
I remember.
Didn't mean to, but I called him.
I remember that.
Let's see. Davey Boy Smith Jr. Hall of Fame guy at 253. Let's see.
What do you mean a Hall of Fame guy?
He was at the Hall of Fame.
Oh, he was at the Hall of Fame.
260. Our boy Ethan Page.
If anybody is still listening to this, I'm sorry.
Let's see. Let's go. We'll just skip to because we got to talk about who's number 500. I keep waiting to see if anybody that we know. 303 Jimmy Jacobs.
Yep, I remember.
There's a guy that's wrestled in SCW. I was trying to find somebody that wrestled in SCW. Jimmy Jacobs at 303.
No, Billy Gunn's not on there, is he?
Is Billy Gunn in the 500? How is
no?
Billy's had more fucking wrestling matches this year than Brock Lesnar.
Probably.
Billy's had more wrestling matches in a weekend than Brock Lesnar.
Oh, stop it! I've had more wrestling matches than Brock Lesnar, Timothy Regal.
Why do I sound? Why does your Timothy Regal impression sound like Bruce Pritchard impersonating Jim Cornette?
Because it gets a reaction out of you.
Wow. There's a main roster guy at 328.
Who?
Connor.
Oh yeah.
The Ascension getting ranked. Victor's at 339.
I should have made you read this before we came on the air.
Yeah, I have not read this at all. So
now you're just listening to Regal read it on the air.
380 are my boy Oni Lorcan.
Yeah, their rankings pissed me off. Birch is a couple spots above him.
Yeah. Ooh, I see a picture of him. Where
Woo!
is he? 395, Desmond Xavier.
Where you're living.
Rick,
Regal.
You're not in the 500, Rick.
I know I'm not in the 500. I've had less matches than Brock Lesnar this year. Unless you count in the bedroom. And they're right in there. I'm undefeated. I'm very active, competing against the best talent in the world. Woo!
Well, Rick, you had a big match this year.
I did.
You beat Death.
I did beat Death. That's right. Why is it? I should be on there. I made Death put me over, brother. Anyway, I got a question for you, Regal.
What's up?
I've been listening. I've been over at the water cooler, and
John G over there?
No, John. No. When are we gonna get John G on the show?
I don't know. Probably at the same time we get Sean Moore on the show.
Why would we have them together? That doesn't make any sense.
I'll tell you later.
Two very separate guests.
Oh, absolutely.
Very separate. Anyway, my question for you. I didn't hear you mention Ashley.
Well, they do a different list for females, Rick.
What?
They do a different list.
Are you kidding me?
Rick,
listen here, Regal.
Okay, Rick.
What?
I'll just ask you.
What?
If they put females in the 500,
yeah,
where would you rank Ashley?
Number 1.
Over Kenny Omega?
Who?
Kenny Omega.
You know what, Regal? I cannot believe you just said that.
Over AJ Styles?
Well, I cannot believe you. That's Ashley's partner in the Mixed Match Judge. I agree with him being number 2. But if you think that I think that Kenny Omega should be above Ashley, then this is all I have to say.
Damn it! Stop! Please!
I'm out of here. And next time you better sell those a little better. That was weak.
God damn it.
Regal, what did you do?
Rick's mad because Ashley didn't get ranked number 1 in the 500.
Well,
it's not my fault. Gotta shout out number 415.
Who?
Former SCW heavyweight champion Jake Manning.
That was one I was happy to see.
Man Scout 415 getting ranked this year.
Let me tell you something, baby.
Dusty.
What's going on, Regal?
Wait, what do you think about Cody?
I'm getting the go-home cue from the director, baby.
Cody getting ranked number 8.
He's number 8. He should have been number 1. Nah, I think number 8 is good. I'm not like Rick. I don't just put my kids over on the podcast. No, I'm here to do the plugs. And with Regal, with Margaret on it all this week? She walked through, I saw her. She
walked through, but she didn't say anything.
Well, you should follow her anyway. That bell's in a cell.
But before you do that, Dusty, we gotta tell
Regal, I'm getting the go-home cue for the director. Alex wants to go get a tea before he has to teach, and he's got to change his clothes.
But we gotta talk about 500.
Who's number 500?
Some
fat guy.
A guy named Puff.
Puff.
Apparently he beat Joey Ryan.
Daddy. He's Puff. He's the stuff. And the girls just can't get enough.
He's a super heavyweight. He's 400 pounds.
Puff Daddy. He's Puff Daddy.
Apparently, if you beat
Puff
Joey Ryan,
Daddy.
you get the 500. That's what I gathered
Puff
from his bio.
is the stuff.
But, okay, Dusty. Now that we talked about who won the 500, I like you singing the Buff song. That should have been their music.
Puff.
They should have you sing the American males in music, Dusty.
American males. American males. American males. American males.
All right,
American
Dusty.
males. American males.
I've bored everybody to death for about the last 10 minutes of the podcast.
Now I'm going to tater them, Regal. They going to even think American males. Now I got to start over. American males. American males. Oh, I'm thinking too fast.
Dusty, Alex is giving us the go-home cue.
Oh, I know he is. I'll do it fast. I like Alex. Follow Alex at One Real Smart Alex. Follow Regal at SCW Regal 444 if you will. Follow the podcast at Off the Chest TR. Follow the Slam Fam Wrestling Network at Slam Fam WREST on Twitter, Slam Fam Wrestling on Instagram. Regal, you excited for Friday night?
For the Queen of Des Moines tournament? I am excited.
Baby. Yes, the Queen of Des Moines tournament. I'm going to be there. Flip, slide, slide. You know, I told you my prediction?
What's your prediction?
I told you last week, Regal, you never listened to me.
Oh,
I said Malia Hosaka.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot, Dusty. I'm sorry.
Fuck you.
Sorry, Dusty.
Don't follow Regal. Forget I said to follow Regal. Like the Slam Fan Wrestling Network on Facebook, follow 3XCW. We'll see you at the show, baby.